Bank for supporting us in making the good, the bad and the rugby. So why don't you get out there and support them? After all, it is 1990. So invest in some nationhood bonds from the Countrywide Bank.
As the official bank for New Zealand 1990, Countrywide Bank announces the issue of a nationhood bond to mark the occasion. Invest in a Countrywide Bank nationhood bond. You'll earn high interest and, through the New Zealand 1990 Commission, assist in enhancing our children's future. Nationhood bond from Countrywide Bank, official bank for New Zealand 1990.
It's been said that the All Blacks are ruthless, the meanest, toughest, most unsmiling rugby players ever to tread this earth. Well, mateys, it's only part of the story. Are you dudes going to take up the pants now? Yes. The Canterbury ones, a 38 in that. 38. And these ones too, please.
38 in that.
Yeah.
You're growing, aren't you?
Well, I guess you should start at the very beginning. Today, we'll get our new outfits, including some high-tech long johns for the Irish and Welsh winters.
There's Hunter.
That feels all right.
You don't need anyone else.
I can't really tell which is skin or thermo you're tearing.
And as you can see from Craig Ennis's collection, there's certainly no shortage of sponsors' product. But I'll show you my new boots. So they've got a different sprig formation. It's called an FX system. And what happens is, because I use so much on the outside here, because I like to step, so what happens is when I step, I'm using the outside a lot. So I've got more sprig space there, so I don't slip. Not too many slip-ups in the photo session until I try and mingle it with those ugly forwards. Hang on, I'm up the back. Get out. I am. Forwards up the back, man. No way. I'm taller than you anyway. Get up there. Get up there, Jake. Isn't it amazing what you can find in the yellow pages, including a little extra height? Where do you want me? Yeah.
Still serious. This time. Good. Okay, get a little bit happy this time. There we go.
First stop Vancouver, where the boys in the cheap seats get a distant view of a different sort of football, which can be just a little bit confusing.
Where's the ball? Oh, there we go. Oh, it's through. No, it's 25-16 now, so that makes it 25-22, 25-23 if they get the kick. Yeah.
They're 26, they got 26.
No, they got 25. BC got 25.
Of course, there's still serious work to be done, like training for the first tour match. With Zinni taking the warm-ups.
Okay, then when you get to the halfway, just pick it up at the front, and then just do a three-quarter pace to the goal line.
From the last 25.
Yeah, from the last 25. Okay, go.
It's a really good feeling to get selected for the first tour game, so you can find what we call tour balance. On this tour, first up is British Columbia, or should I say, the BC Reps.
Vandenbrink goes up again, but it's knocked back and then kicked upfield by the BC Reps. Tuingamala makes the run through the middle. Look at the power of Tuingamala.
Glenn Ennis put him down, number 8.
Joey Stanley. Tynan waiting for the ball to come out. It's still caught up in legs and feet. Finally out. Rees makes the run through.
Referee playing the advantage, and the centers go through.
Stewart
Ian
follows
Stewart
up.
picking it up again.
Roy
These backs
Radu
are
is
ready.
there. And Gareth Rees downfield, and John Gallagher gives chase for the All Blacks.
There goes the pushover. They're trying for it.
Will the ball come out? It is. Deans lays it back for Little.
Canada.
Stanley! Yes!
But Eddie Evans is not too bad either, you know.
Too bad.
Bruce Deans picks up the loose ball. Still bounces around. Finally, it's Gary Wetton.
See the referee signalling that advantage again. He won't blow it up until there's a mistake made. If there's no mistake made, he lets it run. His hands drop, play goes on.
On the BC knock forward.
Henderson still in control, lays it off.
Dinzembro. Yes,
These
indeed.
BC reps have had a lot of experience, and they're growing, and they want to make their presence felt.
That's Steve McDowell.
But they're playing the best in the world, and this is one of the reasons why.
That's a great run by McDowell there. Look, he's over the line, but the ball's not down.
Held up.
No, Deans will carry. Deans, the dummy. Yes, Deans. It winds up 48-3, and the New Zealand All Blacks showing that they are indeed the world champion side, completely overpowering this side of the BC Reps.
Once we arrived in Heathrow, the pressure was on straight away. The team had enjoyed Canada, where everyone was friendly and relaxed. Those were the days, because things certainly aren't so relaxed on our arrival. Especially for Buck, the old worn-out question of professionalism.
I've got no comment on that, sir. No comment on that.
Worst job on travel day? Duty boy. And guess who's trying to sort out this mess?
All the cases over here. Oh, you want to interview us?
I'll interview you.
Looking around. Okay.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Twiggy.
How are you? How do you feel?
Oh, a bit jaded.
Yes. A bit of a long
tired.
flight. We've seen to make there, right?
So, how do you feel?
Well, so we're a bit tired after the flight, but...
I said a minute ago, yeah, a bit tired, a bit jaded.
So I suppose after the flight you're probably a little bit tired, a bit jaded.
Tired?
no, jaded, but...
jaded, but not tired.
But not tired at all, no. We're feeling quite...
Tired and jaded. They're pretty good words to describe us after this training session, where Grizz really puts us through our paces, the day after celebrating Foxy's new baby. But we needed a blowout, with the Welsh Tour opener against Cardiff not too far away.
Okay, Gary Wetton here. Well, you just face these jokers and show them what I mean by hands on knees. There's only two doing it properly, actually. Oh, thanks. All right? Not down here, not bloody like this. Get your upper body. Oh, you did it well. Jesus, too much. Yeah.
Take a look at this. Wurzel and Ronnie learning how to waltz at scrumming practice. Caused a bit of a stir back home, actually. Not really much to write home about, is it? I think they dance quite well. My Achilles is starting to feel a little bit tender. Still, I guess nothing really to worry about. The Cardiff match is Ridgie's first run for the All Blacks. And the Arms Park, well, not a bad piece of real estate for an international debut. Great, eh? I've played here twice.
I'm a bit worried about the haka, mate.
Why?
Because I haven't done it before, eh?
It's really easy.
Trying to practice, man. I want to get my timing right, eh?
So I reckon you got to look real dangerous in the haka.
It's pretty important, though.
Yeah.
Do you ever think you'd get here, mate?
No. Watched it on TV though, and I thought, well, geez, I'd like to go there, but didn't think I'd play here.
Ian Jones shows just how mobile he is as the new boys get away to a pretty good start. But it doesn't take too long before we find out that the locals were lying to us when they said Cardiff would be easy.
Booth with the feed. Oh, good shove from the All Blacks. Back to Evans. Raya was in. Now across to Edwards. Getting close. Yes.
Actually, as you can see here, it's not until the second half that we really managed to put it together. Although we knew if we kept trying, eventually the defence would crack.
This time the All Blacks hand it up to Fitzpatrick. This is more like it, with the big man in black charging now. Shelford, 5 metres out, right in front of the post, and the All Black forwards have it under control. Richard Lowe charging, and yes, Richard Lowe gets the first try of the tour.
Basham, the one to Kerwin. Oh, that John Schuster was on a run that would have taken him in for the try. They might get one anyway, the way Alan Wetton's driving on, and they have.
All Blacks near their own 22, back to Schuster. They're going to run it out here. Here's Kerwin having a run. Innes, back to Schuster. All Blacks running for the first time. Here's Basham.
Of course, in good old Welsh tradition, you can see Cardiff ain't going to give up. And it's very pleasing to see Matthew Ridge remembers fullbacks are there to stop wingers catching the ball.
Brave fight by the Cardiff 15. 21 points to 15, the All Blacks lead. Now Basham, can we see a good back movement here? Here's Innes, pops it up for Ridge. The All Blacks have put it together. Brewer, oh, that's a lovely try.
Getting through that first one and having a win behind us, 25-15, I think it was a good score for us.
Enjoy it?
Yeah, I loved it, eh? Pretty noisy. Good to get away for a win, eh? I was a bit worried there in the first half.
Yeah, sure you was. It's pretty tough, eh? We did a bit of running, though.
Yeah, I was knackered, eh? Like, I didn't touch the ball, I was just running at the field, running back, and I just felt lost, eh? And then the second half, she came on. It was good.
You hard man, you.
After the match, while the boys are taking it easy, a couple of burglars are taking what they can from our rooms.
What's that? Shit, deep!
This, of course, is not the real burglary incident. It's a special reenactment for Spielberg Productions, the All Black film unit with 1 camera and 30 directors.
Come on. That'll do.
The burglar busters, man.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Well, explain what happened and then go through it.
Come in. Oh, I don't know what happened, so...
Oh man, I got an awesome job being alone, man.
Hang on, you can't stand in front of the camera.
Where's the damn law supposed to be, man? Get up higher. Get up on a chair up here. Okay, ready? Okay. That's it.
Yes, don't be silly. Here we are, Spielberg Productions. We're just going to reenact the burglary that took place after the Cardiff game. I'll just quickly go through what happened. Matthew Ridge and myself were leaving the team room just over here. Walked down the corridors, round to the room, found 2 burglars by my door, chased them all the way around the hallway. Here's one of the burglars here, Frano Bodica. Cut. And Craig Innes over here will be another burglar. Got Craig there. Okay, they're gonna be the 2. Look at the bloody thug.
You've got to get me and Posty fiddling with the door, okay? And then the scene cuts and you come back down here and these guys are walking down. Okay? You get to the corner, you're behind them. As they turn the corner, you're behind them.
No.
See us.
Hold on, get him my makeup on.
Just look through the clothes here. Just look through the clothes.
Turn off the lights, eh?
Okay, ready?
No, Posty's right here.
Quiet on the set.
Have you got those guys coming out the doors?
No, we've done that.
Okay.
You come as if you've seen them.
We're blitzing now. And he turns around and sees us really close. So he's got to stop and he blitzes back and we give it this one. Bad tackle. Yeah. That's where the fullback missed the tackle. We're just making a film here, sorry.
Showing it all. Would you like to star in it?
Action.
Action! Here they go! Got it. Take. Action!
Such a loser.
Good job.
And we'd just like to thank Whanau Boddicker and Craig Innes for being good crooks for us, and Inga, who played JK's part pretty well, and of course the cameraman and the lighting men and the TV guys. I'd like to thank Mum for having me.
Yeah.
Dad for being there as well.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Zinny. I think we should thank Zinny.
What for?
Oh, you know, Zinny being a great guy and all that.
Okay, thanks, Zinny.
Yeah, thanks, sir.
Where do we go? Straight down there. If you're a long hitter, go straight over the trees. If not, go straight down here. It's a dog leg.
I'll go through the
dog
trees,
leg
mate.
to the right or left?
No, just straight over.
Dog leg to the right.
Zinny.
To the left.
Zinny. Sit down here, just in behind the trees.
That's, yeah,
You can see
that's deceiving. That is about another 100 yards
past the trees. Yeah, I can see that.
Dog leg.
Dog leg where? To go down to the right across.
Shh.
Over the tree. You're right knee low for the tree.
Warren Gatlin, well, he had a better start.
And what handicap are you playing off at the moment?
0.
Playing off the scratch.
Off scratch, mate.
Right. And hit a ball all right?
No, not really.
No. Where'd it go?
Alright, which way are we going? I don't know.
6-inch placement. It's about 6 inches.
Yep.
When Zinny plays golf, he really feels at one with nature, mainly because he spends so much time in the rough.
Oh, shit!
Oh no, take it back, Zinny.
It's 3.
Zinny, I heard a lot about your golf yesterday. Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it. I just had one of those days. It was a very off day. My form is usually quite consistent, but that particular day it wasn't.
I heard that after your rugby career, you're going to take...
Do that again, Kipper.
I heard that after your rugby career, you're going to take up professional golf. Is that true?
Nah.
No, it isn't. So there's just a lot of rumours going around.
Yeah, quite a few rumours. I thought about it for a while, but with the way that I've been playing in the form that I'm in, I don't think... I think I'll just stick to rugby.
Good support from Zinzanbrook. 15 metres out from the line, the All Blacks. McDowell at halfback, as he so often is, Boddicker. Out to Little, Stanley, Gallagher. Oh, that's a good try to the All Blacks.
The game starts really well for the ABs at Pontypool. Inga's in great form, and it looks like the jet lag's behind us, and things start happening.
Wide to Stanley now. Kerwin looking good. John Kerwin. Oh, and there's try number 3. And a brilliant counter-attacking try begun way back.
Good line out within that time for the All Blacks. Up to Little. Little still going. Good run from Walter Little. Here's Gallagher again. Boddicker ranging wide. Henderson's with him. Paul Henderson has Andy Earl inside him. Pops it up for Andy Earl. And Tuangamala will get a try.
Touring's over for JK. As you can see, when Joe passes the ball, I thought I'd been shot from behind. Have a look at the slow-mo. You see, I miss a stride, hop on my left leg twice, and end of story.
But nobody wants to see it end this way. About 8 minutes gone in the second half. 31-3 at half-time, 37-3 now. Looking down the back this time, Earl wins another one. Here's Gary Wetton, who gets a good head of steam up, holds it up nicely, support from Zinzanbrook. Outside it goes to McDowell. McDowell Henderson held onto it well, and Frano Bodika is in at the corner. What a lovely try.
Sean Fitzpatrick. Gary Wetton in support. One more pass, and Ian Jones gets across for his first try for the All Blacks.
The boys are looking forward to a few quiets after beating Pontypool 47-6. But for me, it's a different venue and a real different story at the Royal Gwent Hospital.
Doctor seems pretty hopeful. He said, might as well get in and get it operated on. So, got to do it.
How does the leg feel?
No, it's not good. It's strange because I've snapped it here and I can't move it properly. So I can't stand on it. So what they're going to do is put it back together in half an hour. So
You remember what happened?
sort of. Joe went through a gap and he took the ball off someone. He went through the gap and I was too far away. I propped to go and get the ball on a shorter pass. And it just snapped like that. You know, I heard it. I thought it'd been ankle tap from behind. I sort of looked around and there's no one there. All right, guys. Pretty racy trolley, eh? Oh, pretty tired.
Using the bat phone, Stoogie, the manager, and Denzel call for my replacement, John Timu. It seems I may have started something with this injury business. Shuey, well, he's got a few problems with his groin.
Just needs a little bit of time to settle down. Just a bit tired, you know, sitting down in the bus for a while.
Shouldn't be doing anything.
Just total rest now for the next 24 hours.
Foxy's ruled out of the Swansea match after a massive head-on collision with Matthew Ridge at training, and Foxy's not happy.
All I can remember was just seeing Foxy come at me and I tried to get out of the way and we just banged heads. And he's got a bit of a wicked gash on his tongue and a cut on his head. And I just got a splitting headache.
Not exactly like the tunnel at Cardiff, is it? Just about to run out onto the field. You dressed to kill in that green stuff, isn't it? Right. Actually, I owe a lot to the doc and the green stuff. He's the Welsh surgeon who put my Achilles back together. And with this new plaster, I'm on my way back to the All Blacks.
That's it.
I missed the Swansea match. Had to watch it on TV back at the hotel. But yep, good old Spielberg Productions were there. Posty on the right wing for the first time on tour gets away to a great start. Unfortunately for AJ Wetton, things don't start so well.
He's a good runner, is Anthony Clement. Oh, and somebody's gone down. Alan Wetton, a hamstring, I think. He's grasping at the back of his leg. You see down bottom left, Alan Wetton. David Abercrombie is very fast across, and that looks ominous. And Alan Wetton, a sad sight for New Zealand. He's had that bandage on his leg. In fact, he had another one on for years and years. But Alan Wetton leaving the field.
Unfortunately, Alan Wetton becomes the new assistant tour director for JK's Tiki Tours.
Here it is for Bruce Deans. Bodika. Schuster. Craig is from the right wing is through. Where's the support? Brewer there rolling it back into Deans. And Gatland gets it down.
What a great effort by Gats, who can't even remember scoring after taking a knock early in the game. Just like Cardiff, Swansea are playing above their local expectations, but a lapse in concentration just before half-time really cost them.
They'll literally bring the grandstand down if they can manage a try, I'm sure. Maybe this is it.
They are bringing the grandstand down. This is inside the 22. Shelford running on his own. Straight for Clement into Brewer. And Brewer gets... Well, did he lose it on the line? No, he's over. Jones. Anthony Clement. Parfitt caught by McCarhill. Parfitt gets up again. This is incredible. The man's touched the ball 4 times in the last minute and we didn't see it in the first 40.
So you've got to admire the tackling of the New Zealand midfield and outside backs. Another big tackle there by McCarhill. Schuster, who tackled, I see, is down injured.
Schuster down. We've already got Alan Wetton off the field.
He's a pretty callous referee. He won't stop for anything.
Looks like Johnny Shue's groin injury has put him on my tiki tours. I don't want him with me, and I'm sure he doesn't want to come on my tour.
Three minutes gone. Deans to Shelford. Oh, lovely roll into Brewer. That's the one that got the try before when they're up a bit closer. Picked up here by Ron Williams. The All Blacks, awesome. Black power now coming through. Swung wide to Shelford. Now Bodicker. Oh, lovely pick up by Ridge. And Ennis is going to get his second try today. Robert Jones. Clement on the blind side with Gatlin. Oh, infield to Hopkins, and that's 3 tries for Swansea.
Ian Davies, the Swansea captain's pretty happy with his boys, even though being beaten 37-22.
We're a young side, and all the boy couldn't ask any more. Can't take anything away from New Zealand. They're a fantastic side. We've got a lot of respect for them, but I think we gave them a game at the end of the day. Something very proud.
I tell you what, it's going to be a few days in the physio room for these two boys.
Okay, good one. Pull. Just quietly. And let it go. Just let it drop.
There we go.
Just one more, all right? Pull up. A pain scale of 0 to 10, then just at the moment keep it around 3 or 4 on that pain scale. Don't go any higher, and then over the next few days you can build it up as you feel necessary.
When's you going to let them go?
So that's why you got to do, your 2 stretches. You got to do your stretch with your bent knee, and you've still got to do your stretch with the straight leg.
One of the busiest rooms on tour is Abbo's. You can go there for treatment, entertainment, or just a few laughs.
The boy at the back's real powerful.
Yeah. Come down through the inside.
So you took him up. Good driving by the one at the front.
Boy at the back is still clean. Boy at the back is still clean up.
Look at him.
He's not.
Oh, no, I think you missed.
Jesus. Guy in the yellow got it, eh?
Yeah, I think so.
Which are the big overalls? This one. Big overalls? 40 yards. That'll do, mate. Pair of 10s, please. Singlet.
Big caveman today. Going down the mine. Find a bit of coal, maybe a little bit of gold. Texas tea.
Texas.
Have you got your canary? Murray? Hey? Did you bring the canary?
Hey? You can't go to Wales without going down a coal mine.
Bang, and there's no oxygen there. Or there's a lot of smoke there. You just whip that on. This
thing here?
Yeah, it's only a purifier. It'll only help you if there's a certain amount of oxygen in the air. Very uncomfortable, but it will get you out.
And it helps if your manager's a West Coast miner.
See you later. Off to a day's work, yep. Yeah.
Neath is right in the middle of Welsh rugby territory, and the next game promises to be our toughest yet. Welsh champions last year, Neath really fancy their chances, and so do their supporters.
Neath will win, aren't they? It's obvious, isn't it?
Neath to win, yes. You must be joking. No, I'm not joking. No, Neath to win.
Paul Henderson won't have too many fond memories of Neath, for soon I wasn't going to be the only one on crutches. Actually, the ref, England's Fred Howard, well, he was pretty lucky he didn't get injured as well, because they certainly are fanatical about their rugby down here. Even the Neath coach, Ron Waldron, is caught up with the atmosphere. The two different approaches to rugby are pretty well summed up by these pictures. On the All Black faces, it's a study in quiet determination. While the Welsh, well, they prefer a slightly more worked up approach. The All Blacks approach certainly gives us the better start.
Ball coming nicely for Bishop. Once again working the blind side. All Blacks dangerous out there. Flicks it up to Innes. Oh, left Thorburn for dead. Craig Innes. Oh, great try.
But then things take a sad turn. The tour ending for All Black number 7, Paul Henderson.
The ball went back to Walter. I just took off round behind him. Tried to secure the ball, and look, I'm sure someone coming from the side and just smacked me in the knee, and I knew straight away that it was fairly serious. Everyone fell down on top of me, and when I got up, it felt like there was a tennis ball growing inside the inside of my knee. So I just struggled to the line out and then tried to run again, and I knew I was finished then.
Second half begins here at the Knoll. New Zealand leading 13-3. Frano Bodiger kicks out. All Blacks playing into the wind. This is Mark Jones. Good run by him. They finally got him down. Bridges, Williams, Thorburn up. Bateman through. Edmonds. Oh, a glorious try by Alan Edmonds.
Neath continue to put the pressure on. That is until our attack is ready to strike.
Now the All Blacks running it wide. Little out to Innes. Must score here. Gallagher, and John Gallagher gets his second, and that's a big relief for the All Blacks. They might even try and push over. They seem to have the better of the scrums. Brook controlling it, still controlling it, and Zinzan Brook goes through and gets the try, which makes the game safe for the All Blacks. Zinzan Brook, with his 13th try in 13 games, holds the ball aloft.
So another All Black victory, 26-15. But things turned pretty ugly after the match, with the crowd taking out their frustrations on the ref. I mean, no one likes to lose, but someone has to.
We didn't want to lose a game. We didn't want to lose a game anywhere, especially in Wales. But leading into Matthew the Saturday and then the test the following Saturday, it's important for our build-up. You know, some of the injuries aren't too pleasing. That's the game, I suppose.
Get back to England.
Come on, he's a nice man. Yeah, he'd be a nicer man if he was ungrown and quartered.
Hey, about all right? Do you want to say hello to New Zealand?
Hello.
Well, here we are at the Knoll, the home of Neath Rugby, and just game's only been finished about half an hour now, and titanic struggle it was. As you can see, a lot of people are still hanging around. I think they're after the referee's blood, actually. I don't know why. I thought he did quite a good job, but that's how it goes.
The thing was, I was actually chatting to a few of the Neath boys afterwards. Well, you would as well. And they're not bad guys.
Nice guys.
You know, they're good guys, the Neath players themselves.
But yesterday, did you see that winger?
Oh, yeah.
That made me laugh.
You know, this guy was absolutely mad.
Yeah, he was a nutter.
He was an absolute nutter. Yeah.
What happened in that try, by the way?
Well, I think
it was 5-on-3. Yeah,
Frano
was in the ruck.
Frano and Walter got tied up in the ruck, and Walter got out a little bit late. And I think Joe thought Walter was going to get there, but he didn't. So Joe went out on his man, and Walter wasn't there in time, so the guy came through. Then I had the centre, who wasn't a bad guy, and the nutter.
Do you think they'd be better players if they weren't so fanatical when they run out?
And they spend the first 20 minutes chasing after...
When I was watching the Swansea game, I was a dirty for the Swansea game, and I was just looking at one of the Swansea props, and he was jumping up and down doing the pogo, you know, and just waving his head around during the national anthem, and then when it finishes he jumps up again, just runs straight into his other prop.
My replacement, John Timu, has arrived and is undergoing a crash course in the All Black moves.
And the water's starting to go. Yeah, you've got to go with it. Okay.
This is about the quietest I've ever seen Ridgie, but the mood is pretty serious as we prepare to move on to Killinethley.
We're just moving bungalows now, guys. I've got my private little servant here, Rich. Yes? Rich is the top man. My roommate doesn't help much.
Oh, he's like a tosser there, isn't he?
He is
He's a bit of a tosser there.
But not helping.
Right. Is that all?
We like a nomadic drive, just...
Yeah. Eat plenty of anchor butter, that's the main thing. Or New Zealand lamb.
We're shifting house, let's go, guys. Come on, Besh. Come on, young fella. Let's go. What's your legs? All right, guys. Hey guys, I'm just arriving at my new bungalow. I haven't got a servant yet, but I'll find one shortly. They've put me by myself, thank God.
Take it steady, in your time.
Oh, double bed, ready? Let's check out the video, see there's a little bit of a video there.
By Bruce Raymond.
There's any videos?
Not a bad looking cult either. It was by Mummy's
Scungy looking hotels, anyway.
It was by King's Troop.
Ooh, racist.
Look at this thing.
On tour, we always
What do you
toss
think
to
about
see who
yours,
gets the
JT?
best bed, unless you're scared of the forwards
Did you flick?
and give them first pick.
Did you flick, did you?
We did.
Yeah.
What was the score, JT?
Oh, I beat him again.
I'm rooming by myself, so I don't have to toss with one of the big fellas for a double bed, because I always lose.
We know the game against the Scarlets will be a tough one. They beat the All Blacks in '72, as the locals keep telling us, and one Grizz Wiley was in that '72 All Black side, and the boys know that he'll want to win.
And that's a painting by a local gentleman there who presented it to the club.
Were you proud?
Yeah.
Were you proud?
I was very proud. I was very proud of that day, and all the people, they all, you know, they were all delighted that they'd beaten the All Blacks.
The boys don't look too happy with the local weather. In fact, the locals don't look too happy either. Killinethley has turned into a wind tunnel with hurricane-force gusts. Some people want to call this game off, but those West Coast miners, they're tough. Let's get on with it.
So there's the first view of the New Zealand team coming onto this storm-tossed Stratty Park, where there are winds up to 100 miles an hour. And you can see that on the far side, the officials today have not allowed any supporters onto that grandstand, that temporary grandstand, because the wind is so great, it's too dangerous to allow people there. So there's nothing sure there'll be high drama at Stratty Park today as Grant Fox gives it a gentle little nudge, and you can see that it carried almost over the dead ball line in the full. New Zealand to play the first 40 minutes with the wind. So the game actually begins here with a kick out from Stevens, and look at that, curling back. Did it clear the 22-metre line? Referee McCartney says it didn't, and that's the kind of problems there are going to be in this match today.
Foxy gets a shot at first points, and it may be close. No kicks easy in this wind. 3-0. We come pretty close to a try early on, but Sean's called back for a double movement.
New Zealand in control. Is there a halfback? McDowell's there, ready to substitute. And the try is scored. Try scored. New Zealand have scored a try, but who knows who got it.
Ahead only 7-0 at half-time and turning into that hurricane, the Scarlet supporters thought the All Blacks were vulnerable until our forwards took control. Actually, it seemed easier playing into the wind as long as we kept possession, just the sort of game the forwards enjoy.
So here it is for New Zealand. Deans, Fox, Walter Little through, beats his man. Good run by Little. Outside the 22. Deans again the narrow side. Fullback, Bird is in trouble, and Ennis gets onto him. You know, the supporters club here at Thaneth is called Cyclops, Earl. So they recognise themselves that they're a little one-eyed in their view of their team. Shelford going right to Deans. Oh, just short. And the try scored, and I think Shelford might have done it. Let's look. And it's Andy Earl. Andy Earl gets the try. And it's 11-0.
And that's how it finishes 11-0. And while we're pleased, the home crowd isn't so happy, once again taking their anger out on the poor old referee.
They seem to think that everything he did gave us the put in, that the ref was wrong about it. And there's a lot of young kids in front of us, and they were sort of after his head after the game sort of thing. So when the final whistle went, I just kept an eye on the ref, and I sent a few people running towards him, so I thought I'd better just wind his back, so to speak. Just before I got there, one guy came from the side and kicked him pretty badly in the ankle. It looked pretty sore actually. And another guy came from behind to give him a punch, but I was in between at that stage and nothing came of it.
Sometimes I thought the ref was a bit harsh, but there we are. Obviously, he's got the whistle and it's his decisions. We were just trying to obviously stop New Zealand driving, and we done it to the best of our ability at times. Unfortunately, we broke the law and we paid for it dearly without giving away a lot of penalties.
A scrum every minute must have been difficult to sort of play in, hard for some of the outside backs. I mean, I saw you take it up a few times and smash on in there, but must have been difficult conditions.
Yeah, I mean the conditions were quite the worst I've ever been involved in. Moving the ball was impossible, and the forwards were doing the right thing up front. So it was a matter of just playing it tight, grinding away. I mean we just had to work our way down there. Inevitably one kick had put us back. We just had to keep grinding, and it was using up time. So it worked in the end.
You're quite happy though with the way it went. 11 points, I reckon's a good one.
Oh yeah,
the conditions.
I mean the guys are wrapped. I mean given the conditions, I thought it was marvellous. The commitment, the togetherness was quite incredible.
To be honest, we weren't that unhappy to be on the bus going back to Cardiff. Some over-enthusiastic home fans let their emotions overflow in the bar at Stratty Park Hotel, and I can tell you, we weren't in the wrong. Anyway, enough said. As the young guys check out the Cardiff shops, Kevin Schuler, alias Herb, well, he's joining the side to replace my roomie Paul Henderson, who unfortunately, well, he's about to return home.
Within a week I'll be able to walk on it without these things and stuff like that. But 3 to 4 weeks, everything's like the ligaments are healed, but the big thing is the loss of muscle, the quad, and I have to build that up because that supports the knee as well. But hopefully, I will be running before Christmas.
Lucky hua.
Yeah.
The tour, was it, did you sort of, I suppose it's a bit hard because a bit like me, you're just starting to get into the roll of things. I mean, it was my third game and I was starting to get into it and starting to feel good and, starting to relax a wee bit more. Same for you, first tour, first time as an All Black, must be...
Yeah, when I went back to the hotel afterwards, I sort of had time to sit back and reflect. And, like everyone, you sacrifice so much to get into these teams. And it was really hard. That's when it really hit me that, things are bad. You give so much to get into the team. I had that was the third game, really starting to warm into it, and enjoy the tour. And you blow out. Yeah. And after that, there's sort of nothing there. You've just got to go home. Yeah. Well, it's been a great trip, and I'd rather have 3 games for the All Blacks than none for the All Blacks.
That's dead right, yeah.
Just in behind there.
When we arrive in Newport, the opposition players look a little bit curious and a little bit worried. I think they've got good reason to be, as the All Blacks need a big one before the test.
Shelford's taking the New Zealand team right down in front of the Newport players who've gone right down to the goal line. This is another break with tradition. Look at this. This is a real challenge. Right under the goalpost, this haka.
John Timu shows some skills in his first game for the Blacks. Watch how he pulls his fend back. Things are shaping up pretty well.
Gatlin to Basham. Away to Fox. Schuster. Timu is through. And Terry Wright's going to get his first try of the tour. And what a lovely move. Fast hands by New Zealand. Out to Schuler again. To Terry Wright, setting it up for his winger, his opposite, Schuster. Now Fox. Graham Basham. And Bashop's going to go in the corner for a glorious try. Now it's come for Basham, who's enjoying the good conditions to pass today. McCahill in midfield, putting Schuster through the gap, and here's Gallagher steaming off Schuster's pass, and John Gallagher's in under the posts. Basham digging deep. Fox. Timu. Nice burst and a lovely fend. And John Timu in his first game for New Zealand gets his first try. Where does Shelford? Schuster through. Oh, lovely switch to Brook. Lovely sidestep by Brook. And Schuler, the debutant, is also going to get a try in his first outing.
Basham. Shelford, who's had another good game. Graham Bashop's played well also. Here's John Timu down the right wing side, cutting back. Basham comes away with it again. Fox to Schuster. Here's Gallagher in again. Getting set Terry Wright up again. Looking for Wright. Pops it up for Wright. And Bernie McCahill will get his first try for the All Blacks.
All the way from Rotorua,
54-9 on the eve of a test match is not too bad, with some of the backs in particular proving they're right back to form.
Johnny, yesterday's game, back to your best form. I suppose the league scouts are out watching again, and a couple of short balls there put players in the gap, and a couple of good tries set up.
Well, yes, Bruiser. I'd be very, very surprised if I don't get a real big offer within the next week, because I was dangerous in those short balls.
How does Grizz Wiley do it? Not even the guys he used to play against can work that one out. As you can see, right in the heart of the valleys to prepare for this test match, and there are a couple of new names in the test lineup. Posty gets a right wing position after performing well there. And Bash, he's got the halfback spot and heaps of media attention.
Obviously you played early on in the season for Canterbury, but then when Bruce came back from the States, you haven't played that much first-class rugby.
I've sat most of the season on the bench, and it's been pretty frustrating, but I've got a few games.
You know, obviously you played on the Arms Park before, but there'll be a very substantial crowd on Saturday. The ground is steeped in tradition. You know, what are your feelings about, you know, your first test on the Arms Park?
Well, I suppose you couldn't really ask for much more, could you? You know, if it wasn't going to be at Eden Park, well, I suppose Cardiff Arms is the place to play it.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm absolutely rapt about it.
Right. And how do you feel about, you know, the job you've got to do?
The guy that I'm marking, I've marked before. I know what he's like. So, you know, I suppose it's just a matter of having a go at him.
Yeah, I think it's good to be having my first test after 3 years in the All Blacks. You know, been looking forward to it.
The eve of a test match is, of course, a very serious affair. There's not really much time for horsing around. Unless, of course, if your name's Zinzan Brook, the biggest cowboy with the smallest horse in town.
Someone cut it. There's a way of running it. Don't hurt it.
Let it go, Richard.
It's a stocky little thing, isn't it?
Let it go now. Give it a whack on the bum. Give it a whack.
Just stay there, Zip. Hey, hey.
Of course, the hard work is still getting done. And it's always important for the team to get away from all the hype, so the players can feel relaxed going into what will be a big test match.
Yes, we are tourists and we do enjoy it.
I took a photo of me pulling his belly.
Shit, mate, I wouldn't put my hand in. A lot of rubbish in there, bottles and things. Come on. I can't see it. Come on. Come on. Jeez, I left.
Back in Cardiff, the city is really building up for an All Black assault on the Arms Park. An army of Kiwi supporters are here, while the sacred turf gets a final manicure before the big day.
Easy choice, man. What's this movie called? Oh, it's Clint, mate.
In the team room on the night before the test, Dirty Harry's helping the motivation as the hour of the match draws closer.
You're lost. Back close. Sonny, you got this gun or something else.
Get a feeling for the crowd and for the ground, to sort of give you that feeling that you're in a test match. It's always nice to get out there and walk around.
Feel good.
No wind down here.
No, but there's a buzz here, isn't there?
Paul Thorburn gets it underway.
And isn't it great to see my mate Posty? Well, he started so brilliantly.
Now Bishop feeds it up to Craig Innes. The All Blacks will get in behind him and drive him over. He does! Craig Innes, 2 minutes into his Test career, has scored the first try.
It was like a wave, just picks you up and drives you over the line, and that's what, the guys got behind me and took me over, so I was wrapped.
Now Grant Fox. That's a lovely kick. 6 points to 0. Just 2 minutes gone in the game.
And so Wales are in the game with their first points. And Paul Thorburn is the first Welshman past 200 points in international rugby. It's 6 points to 3.
Okay, so the line out, just out from the 22, and again, Sean Fitzpatrick having difficulty hearing what the calls are. So there's the 22-metre line just to the right. The All Blacks leading by 6 points to 3. The try scored by Innes. Palmed down by Andy Earl. Now here's Steve McDowell on the charge. What a good run. Almost to the 22. Oh, and a Welshman came round. He looked a bit offside, but the referee says carry on. Schuster up to Gallagher. Misses the first one. There's Joe Stanley. 10-metre line in Wales territory. Stanley getting a real working over down there, and it's coming on the Welsh side for Jones. No, in fact, it was knocked forward. Well, a very interesting sequence of play there. Great run by McDowell. But poor old Smoke and Joe got caught at the bottom of the Welsh ruck. He looks okay, though. In off the crossbar. No, it's not in. Taken by the Welsh with Ring. So Fox misses the opportunity from a handy position, and finally it's cleared by Jones.
It's midway, 22 and halfway. Back to Anthony Clement. Here comes the one for Gallagher again. And it's a penalty to Wales. So Wales, after conceding that early try, have now level up with 16 minutes gone.
Although the Welsh were playing a lot better than they had done down in New Zealand, we should have had another try when Richard Lowe crosses the line. Oh, the ref doesn't see it, and Richard's not amused.
Thrown. I think Llewellyn is not doing too well in those lineouts. Now Bishop, that's a better running ball. Stanley, crunch into Mark Ring, who did not like it one bit. This is good ball for New Zealand here again. McDowell is on the wrestle. And a bit of a tussle there between Pugh. But look at the way McDowell has crashed away. Oh, what a brilliant piece of play by Steve McDowell. Over goes Thorburn, and he's going to be penalised in there.
Going into half-time, the signs were there that the Welsh were due to crack pretty soon.
We're driving over the line. We've got to go past the line and leave the last guy at the back of the ball. As soon as we cross, we're going down. Too many hands. Put the ball to the back and go all the way across and collapse it. Okay?
Come on now. Get up. Kick back. 6 points.
Our kick short left. Their kick. Right, our kick.
Come on, just a bit of confidence, eh? Bit of one. 40 more minutes. 40 more minutes to make the tour. Have you got it in here?
This is the first scrum of the second half as the All Blacks lead by 12-6. Graham Bishop away to his captain. John Schuster on a good run. New Zealand need to be much more positive. Bishop has made a little fumble there, but I don't think it was a knock forward. Phil Pugh in there working hard. Now Bishop. Away to Brewer. There's space here. Brewer finding Earl on the inside. Numbers for New Zealand. And Shelford himself. Just 10 metres to go. Bishop. Oh, a strong challenge, and Bishop just went down near the corner flag. So the pressure is going on the Welsh team. That's the corner flag there. Loose ball, Robert Jones running it out. Charged down by Pearce. Schuster! Blocked forward. Good call by referee McNeil, but so close. Picked up now by Hall. Lovely tackle by Wetton. Thorburn buried by a brilliant tackle by Stanley. Bishop this time. Wide to Stanley. Gallagher through. Bishop. And Bishop on his debut scores a try. There's the Cardiff Castle in the background. That's how close it is to the famous stadium back through Westgate Street, where there are many hundreds of people outside waiting for the chance to buy tickets today. What a wonderful location for a marvellous sporting occasion.
Paul Thorburn from right in front kicks a third penalty goal, and so now it's 21 points to 9. The All Blacks still have a very handy advantage. We've had 22 minutes now in the second half.
21 to 9. Sean Fitzpatrick away. Playing on the same ground, following his father into a test match between New Zealand and Wales. Bishop, Fox, Schuster, Gallagher in, Ennis, and the New Caps get their third try. Second for Craig Ennis. A brilliant try, the Kiwi flags waving. And Craig Ennis and Graham Bishop continue this remarkable sequence of the new fellas, the new kids on the block.
Now it's held by Mark Jones. Comes to Robert Jones. Here's Clement.
How's this for Strong? Buck, he actually missed him there, but still scares him into falling down.
Shelford got a hand on his boot. Jones holds it up. Thorburn going into play at halfback. He doesn't need to though, because Davies carries it on. Good sequence of play here from the Welsh, but they knocked it on there. And that was the end of the All Blacks. Back to Schuster into the wide open spaces. Now there's nobody home here. Here come Gallagher and Innes. Emir goes back. He's done well to hold it up. All Black getting there quickly though. Gallagher goes in, does well, feeds up to his Wellington teammate Murray Pearce. Pops it back to Andy Earle, 22-metre line in Welsh territory. Now Bishop, up to Fox. Here's Joe Stanley. McDowell. Good tackle in centre field, but he released it well. Now Brewer, up to Fox. Here's Terry Wright on the left wing side, and Wright's through. Terry Wright gets the try. What a magnificent build-up from the All Blacks. Fox from the sideline. Oh, lovely kick. Magnificent kick from Grant Fox. And the All Blacks starting to run away with it now.
His first big game on Cardiff Arms Park. Bending around the decision, proving well worthwhile. 34 points to 9. Penalty goal for Grant Fox.
Just about 2.5 minutes left in the game. Now Jones up to Clement. Ring. All Blacks break it down in centre field straight away. And that's it. It's all over. The referee blew the whistle and took off. Well, I reckon he stopped it about 2 minutes early. Might have done the Welsh a favour, really. Some delighted All Blacks as they leave the field.
Well, Graham, obviously a very proud moment for you. Congratulations, first of all, on your Test debut. How did it feel out there? What was the atmosphere like?
Oh, I was a wee bit nervous at the start, but after a wee while, the team started getting into it and
settled down pretty quickly.
Settled down
And,
just before half time, and I felt a lot confident in the second half.
yeah, you looked very sharp out there. Actually, you got around the track well and made a lot of good tackles. You enjoyed it.
Played well, didn't he? Played very well.
This is Minder, by the way, Sean Fitzpatrick, looking after Bash
Threw
for
out
the
some
rest
great
of the
balls
night.
and putting in the scrum was excellent, Bash. Well done, mate.
How'd you enjoy it out there, Bash?
Yeah, it was a great thrill for me, you know, my first test, and especially to stop down, you know. It was
Yeah,
a great
thrill,
thrill.
obviously, to score a try. Excellent try, too.
Yeah, well, after Posty scored his first one, I thought, gee, I better get one here.
I seen you poaching in there, Posty was looking for another one, but you just managed to get there ahead of him.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
Excellent, well done. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Benny.
Anyway, and I thought Steve McDowell had a great game too, and Richard Lowe, all played well. Basher, you little beauty, isn't he?
Excellent all-round game. It wasn't just the 2 tries that would have been good for you. I mean, you chased balls well all day and made a lot of good tackles out there, chased hard. You'll be happy all round?
Yeah, I thought things went fairly well. Nothing I can really complain about or feel pretty bad about. Things seem to go well for me and the whole team.
I imagine you'll be out having a couple of quiet beers tonight?
Oh yeah, I think we better have a couple of quiet ones, Benny.
I think I might have a couple with you.
That's it. The Welsh part of the tour is over. Roll on Ireland.
Yes. Denzel, man. Aye. We're going to catch up with you?
Yeah.
In London, is it?
Week Friday.
Week Friday.
Yeah, 3 days and then in London.
Okay. Thanks for everything, mate.
Joe, man. Now behave yourself.
Yeah, it's a bit windy though. It's a lovely place and it's good to be home.
Everyone kept telling us that Ireland would be really enjoyable. You can even have fun just talking to guys like ex-international Mickey Quinn.
I think the guys will enjoy themselves a lot more here. I mean, we found that when we went to New Zealand in '76, that we had a hell of a good time. We were liked down there because everybody was saying, "God, you're not like the Welsh guys at all," you know, And we'd never claimed to be like the Welsh guys, you know. But we had a great time, and I think they'll have a great time here. All the New Zealand sides before always said Ireland was the best place to go to. I think it's more laid back here. We're easygoing. Everybody's laid back here except the New Zealanders, I think. I'm surprised that every coach in Ireland isn't here to see this, because they do everything at 90 miles an hour. Everything is intense, but there's nobody here to see it, except myself. Of course, I'll pass on the word to the lads. You're in trouble.
Controlled by Brook, and through he goes, and Zinzan Brook scores the first try of the game after just 3 minutes play in front of Bodicka to restart.
In the Irish tour opener against Leinster in Dublin, there's certainly no lack of never scare approach from both sides.
They're playing well, the home team. Away to the right. Kicking wide for Sexton. Tuigamala not in it. A try for Sexton.
And they've lost it. Now here's Deans. Bodicka. Tuigamala hands one man off. Not running with any real freedom. Here's Gatland again. He's had a great game. Now Schuler. Into the clear goes McDowell. Purvis, the front row have all been there again. 10 metres out from the 22. Huge line-up here. The All Blacks have to score if they can get it through. But they don't. So Leinster survive again as Deans takes it out. Here goes Brook. Zinzan Brook. Back to Timu, and John Timu finally gets the try after an amazing build-up.
Old Ping AJ's still not right. I wanted to kick him off my tiki tours, but I guess I'll have to put up with him for another couple of weeks.
So now here's Deans. He's going to pop the kick over the top. Dunley, number 15, comes in. Tuigamala met him hard. Good challenge by the All Black winger. Tuigamala's rolled over onto his back, you can see, but Dunley hasn't moved, and the All Blacks are concerned about him. Now that's nice to see that. The All Blacks have rushed to the scene because they were concerned, greatly concerned about Fergus Dunley, and he hasn't moved, and they've immediately called for medical assistance. And I think he might be out. And I don't think Tuigamala is in great shape either. So let's have another look at this. It was a real clash of bodies, perfectly legal, as Dunley went in to go for the ball. Watch Tuigamala, his eyes on the ball too. Look at him, he's looking up, bang. And they really thumped, and didn't Dunley go down. He just went head first. And I think he might have sustained concussion. So that's the sad sight of Fergus Dunley being taken from the field.
Practice makes perfect.
Boddicker. Boddicker holds up again. Nice pass by Zinzan Brook. Now here's Timu. Play continuing away to the left now, McCarhill. It's 3-on-2. Boddicker, good doubling around. And Innes is going to get a try. Going in at the corner. And then putting it down.
That's definitely not Samoan fashion. It's pretty cold up in that stand, just as well the boys are winning 36-9.
Yeah, the weather was pretty bad. Real cold. I was glad they invented these thermal underwear. They keep you pretty warm. But, yeah, as your hands in it, they were frozen in your toes, so you couldn't really run or kick the ball.
I think the Irish are a bit more raw-boned in that. You know, they tend to get into it and lay their bodies on the line, and I think it's going to be pretty tough from here on in, but we'll do our best, give it a crack.
Well, here on the left is the beginning of the national stud. The main entrance is just over here on the left, but we go round to the rear of it.
I think it's a big day for Bernie. We reckon his father sent him out to buy a new horse. Even Grizz is impressed. He just might buy this one.
What do I do with it now? In the water? I'm there and bend it. Okay, put it back down here, I'll get it. You've got to put the bloody oh, yeah. Put it by my toe. Put it on the edge on it. Show me you do an edge. Hey! That's what you do. Oh, that part of it.
There's also a million castles to visit in Ireland, including the old Blarney homestead.
What the hell's that bit? Fireplace. It is. What do you think it is? Well, it's going to go a bloody long way.
Underneath it or something? That's a long way down.
Oh, again, I had twice the luck.
It's bad luck to kiss it twice.
Gotcha. Oh,
no! Kiss it twice and you've got bad luck for the next 7 years.
While we're here, we might as well give the local ghosts a bit of a shake-up. The haka doesn't seem to scare the men from Munster too much. In fact, nothing seems to intimidate them.
So Fox puts New Zealand onto the board first.
The lead scouts will be impressed with that.
Untidy stuff. Bradley taking a lot of time to get it back, and it's a try for Murray Pearce. And look at this for a celebration. He's had to wait 5 long years to score a try. What a great moment.
Even the boys in the stand are impressed.
So off the floor away to Fox. Banging it high. Stanley coming through, getting ahead of the ball. That's Brookton there. Plonks it down. Sorry, that was Shelford. Oh, and it's 4-on-1. And it's going to be a try. It's a lottery, but Innes gets it.
And the final blow? Yep, left to bash. (31-9) and another tough mission completed successfully. For the reserves, their job is to keep strangers out of the dressing room and try and look mean. Nice to see the props looking happy.
Put on Zenny's tracksuit. You put on Zenny's tracksuit.
I don't think Buck's talking about the game. Maybe TJ and Kipper are, though. Score.
8-6.
8-7, 9-7. Up on it. Ah! Happiness is scoring a try.
We stopped in Limerick for a bite to eat, and Kipper had time to catch up with his family, including his grandmother, who still lives there. While we're singing, Zinny's outside playing with the locals. And he teaches them one lesson: never trust a man in a black hat.
How much I do? Come on, Johnny! 10 pence. Yeah, you hold the money. Okay.
Get up!
He's got it, he's got it. Shot! Shot! We got those lonely, 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 lonely blues. I've got those lonely, lonely, lonely.
There's been a load of compromise on the road to my horizon.
I thought we were bad. The boys are looking serious in the last match before the test against Connacht at the Galway Greyhound track.
It's fair enough though, Botsy? Yep. Yep. Enjoy today? Yeah. Good to play in a big park like this, isn't it?
Did you win?
What do you play?
Good work. Who got the try?
I'm 12, you're in the backs. Jeez, what is this boy? How old are you?
11.
11.
Jeez, you look like Joe Stanley, don't you?
Yeah. Good on you. Good day, mate. Enjoy the rugby?
Yeah,
how are you? Hey? You know who this guy is?
Stay there. What position is he?
Nick Felder.
What position is he?
He's a famous golfer. Can't you see?
I reckon that's a good way to start any sort of game. Although Andy Earle doesn't show too much emotion as he walks away. Mind you, that's a lot of emotion for Andy Earle. There's one thing the Irish do really well, and that's drink Guinness. But they're not too bad at tackling either. Gats likes it so much here, he decides to come back after the tour. Meanwhile, the rest of the team were giving Galway something to remember them by. 40 points to 6.
So here is Jamie O'Riordan, the hooker, who's just conceded a tight head when he needed to a conventional strike. Ball coming on the All Black side. Deans is scragged. Boddicker has a run. He'll look to link back in with the forwards. And in fact, there's Buck Shelford, the All Black skipper. Good support from Andy Earle. All Blacks running onto this one a little better as they get to the 10-metre line. Here's Gatland. Flicks it out to McCarhill. Good hands here, Timu. And Ridge is going for the corner. And good try for the All Blacks, Matthew Ridge. And Matthew Ridge has his first try for the All Blacks.
Who's going to come in? If Mannion decides to leave the field. Meantime, Timu running strongly. One more pass. And Boddiger's going to get 3 tries. Oh, and what a splendid dive it was in.
Oh, it was very soft. It was actually, I'm not sure whether you're aware that it was a greyhound track. So there's a lot of dog shit all around the place. You had to watch where you went. And in fact, the first goal kick I took, I had to wipe a big bit of dog, you know what, off. Distracted me a little bit, and obviously showed during the game.
Other than hotel rooms and football grounds, the bus is where we spend most of our time, and this is what we spend a lot of it doing.
Okay, roughly, so Bruce, you start betting. I'll bet $5.
Okay, this is the card school, never changes. Gats, Bullet, AJ, myself, G-Dub, Botsy, and Bruiser. Sometimes we have open days, but not very often.
Hit and run.
Sometimes Stevie hits and runs. We and Fitzy every now and again when we're playing euchre. We always play with New Zealand dollars normally, but now we've decided that £1 is worth 2 New Zealand dollars.
Are you enjoying this bus ride? Yeah, this is a great bus ride. We're 2 minutes into it and we've got 6 hours to go. I'm really looking forward to it.
Hey, the guys have been talking about you a bit, eh? Huh? The guys have been talking about you a bit, eh? What do you mean? Oh, just a few of the comments from the back seat, mate. What am I out for the back seats? Yeah, am I? Yeah. They think you're trying to buck the system, eh? Oh, do they? Yeah. Oh, not my collared shirt and that. No collared shirt. Who are your co-dress? Where'd you get that jersey from? Is that an issue? No, but the call today was casual, mate. So I decided, right, I'm going to show my clothing flair. So you turned up at lunchtime with only one out of the 34 with no bloody collared shirt on. You couldn't beat that dummy, could you? I bet, JK.
No, I'll get my coat out.
Yeah, mate.
You alright?
Yeah.
You don't sleep, are you?
No.
Hey?
No, I never sleep.
Bit tired, eh?
No, fine.
Hey?
Fine.
Are you?
Yeah.
Did
For a
you
while.
sneak out night before the game?
No.
Well, who stuck that sign up there? Did you stick that up there?
What sign?
You know the one.
Oh, that one?
The one beside
My
the
name on it?
scoreboard. Yeah,
That could have been
so
Herbie Purvis, though.
Herbie Purvis.
It could have been Herbie Purvis.
There's only one Herbie I know, mate.
Well, Herbie Purvis.
Eh?
It might have been, it could have been, you know.
You snuck out and stuck it up, didn't you?
No, I never. I've got to be honest with you.
Hey?
I might have paid someone, but I never.
And just the week before the test, you get really toey.
You'd be a bit on edge about getting
No, if I get on edge, I normally shoot away and see Gats.
Oh, yeah?
No, with Sumo, he's good for a punch in the
You'd be
ribs.
happy to make the test side, eh?
Yep.
Hey? It's
I want to keep it.
it's
I want to keep it.
Yeah, it's right. It's got a
Purvy's
bit of
been
competition,
playing well.
eh? Yeah, eh?
Yeah.
Pulled off an awesome tackle yesterday.
Yeah, awesome, yeah.
They're actually been quite...
Hold on. No.
Yeah.
Keith Quinn's pretty good at his job. He can interview the whole All Black team all at once. The All Black forwards seem to be going pretty well leading into the Irish test. But not looking well is Joe Stanley. If he hasn't had enough with those chest problems of his, he's gone and ricked his neck. I don't think we want to go into the test without him. But those not in the test team sampled a little local milk at the Bailey's factory.
Right, so if I was working here, I'd lunchtime break, I'd probably knock the top of a couple.
Dumbo. You guys know?
What's the question?
Who went to jail for fraud after supplying Prince Philip and Harold Wilson with raincoats? Lord Kagan.
I was just about to say that myself, actually. The night before the test, Trivial Pursuit is brought in to help kill a little time.
1st, 2001 B.
Monday.
Correct. Good question, Jay.
Stop looking at the questions, Foxy.
You got my abs?
Icky. An old tradition is having your photo taken before the game. Not really for me. It's a bit of a worry. The refs in their photo.
Shelford taking the New Zealand team across the halfway line to form up to the haka, and as usual, it'll be interesting to see the reaction of the opposition team. It looks like they're going to line up very close to the All Blacks for the haka. Hey, two leaders today, Wayne Shelford and Steve McDowell. They're going to double the leadership. Now look at Shelford at the end of the haka. He makes progress towards the opposition.
I think it was a great reaction by the Irish side to come forward and actually receive that challenge. And I suppose that the closest any team has actually come to us. And our guys took the challenge up as well, and they actually moved closer and closer. And they got right in there, and some of them didn't even really jump straight up and down. They jumped forward and tried to go right into the opposition, which was good.
Fox kicks out in an electric atmosphere at Lansdowne Road in Dublin. The New Zealand team bids for 19 international wins in a row. Number 4 was Donald Lenihan, veteran lock forward. Today's referee from Australia is Sandy McNeil. And already Richard Lowe having a look. Somebody is on the deck. Somebody is on the deck. It's Wayne Shelford who took the ball and backed in to the Irish players as they kicked through there, a stormy beginning.
The Irish come out steaming in the opening minutes, giving our defence pattern a great test.
This is the critical phase of the game.
Big jump there by Murray Pearce. Big game for him today. Rumours abound, of course, that it could be his last international. Basham, Fox, Schuster on the carve. Went straight for Smith. who was good on the tackle. Midfield penalty to New Zealand, but it's into the breeze. Might be quite a difficult one for Fox. Quickly taken line out, secured by Matthews. This is Jim McCoy, the man they call the real McCoy. And here's Ireland's first penalty.
Yes, for exactly the same thing that New Zealand achieved one a moment ago.
12 minutes gone. Well, if there was doubt about Brian Smith being an Irishman, I think he is now. 3-all. Bishop. Schuster left out. Gallagher left out. Terry right. Oh, Gallagher! And that is the most brilliant try of the tour. Scored by the man the Irish are claiming. But that was a true All Black try.
We thought we'd try the double miss because the previous few weeks in Ireland, they've made no secret of the fact that they wanted to stop the attacking fullback coming in. Well, Joe gave a lovely pass to Terry. Terry drew the fullback and popped up lovely for me and dotted it down.
Of course, the try didn't mean the Irish are going to give up. I don't think they know how to.
Attacking position for Ireland. Away to Smith, to Irwin. Mullen, oh, crossing through. Hooks! He lacks support out there. Rainey through, O'Hara's across. Ahern. Smith kicking high into the goalposts. Stanley. Oh, beautifully blocked by Stanley. But they could break out here. Hello, whistle's gone. Whistle's gone. Absolutely crazy paving here right across the field. And look at Anderson waving to the crowd, urging support from the fans in the terraces on the stands. There's the kick over. The New Zealand backs were up offside. Brian Smith has made the 3 points, and it's a 10 points to 6 ball game now.
In the second half, we come so close to breaking away. Close, but not close enough.
Will they go right? Will they go for the pushover? Shelford hasn't scored a try in tour yet. Bishop lost it again in the line. And then tried to play it. Penalty for an Irish team desperate in defence.
McNeil was in good position too. It was a fair call.
Things are pretty normal at this stage. Kipper coming into the back line, although copping a bit of a late charge. Posty tries to score in the corner, but unfortunately just misses out. And all for nothing.
And look at this from Hooks. Now, Hooks took a terrible blow there, but he did it for his country, didn't he? He stopped the try being scored. And I don't know whether Hooks knows exactly where he is at the moment. The touch judge on the near side, Jim Fleming, still has his flag up. Play goes on. Now what will happen if New Zealand score a try here, as they may very well do as Ahern clears. Here at last is Jim Fleming with his flag up, and he's kept it up for the last 3 minutes. The referee has not a hope in hearing what's going on. Neither can the touch judges on the far side. Sandy McNeil looking in the direction. None of the players know the flag is up. I think maybe he should take it down, Earl.
Well, I think that line-out came back to almost the same position.
Desperate defence by Steve Smith. The All Blacks attacking. This whole piece of play being played with the touch judge's flag up. Fox running wide. And Fox has scored a try. And the touch judge's flag is still up.
Exactly. What a lovely run by Fox. I bet he couldn't believe it.
Fox, who scores all the kicks all over the world, has scored a try. Referee McNeil looks confused. The crowd is booing. The only man, I think, on the field who doesn't know that this flag is up is Sandy McNeil. The ball boy is going to cross to tell the referee. The ball boy in the green tracksuit has gone across and said, "Sir, the man's got his flag up."
I saw the touch judge's flag up, and then I saw that New Zealand were scoring a try. And when they scored the try, I said to the touch judge, you know, this shouldn't happen. Why don't you go on and tell him that you want him? And touch judge said, no, I can't do that. But one of the people in the crowd said to me, go on yourself and go over to him and tell him.
Now what the heck will they do to sort this out?
Wonder what the heck they're talking about. Sean apparently stepped over the line when he was throwing the ball in. Take a look at the slow-mo. I don't think Foxy's going to be too happy.
Oh, he's let it! It's disallowed! Sensational! Grant Fox, who's never scored a try in a test match before, has had it ruled out of the record book. If I was Willie Anderson, I'd hold my cool here.
Well, I feel very sorry for Grant Fox because that was a beautiful run. He'd put that into his video library and have it there forever. Those young kids of his would relish watching it.
There just seemed to be a bit of room on the blind side, so I mean, we just scooted around there, and some linesmen decided on the other side of the field to interfere. But you know, that c'est la vie, that's the way it goes.
It seems we're never going to get another try. A forward pass to Bash means TJ's going to get called back, and this try disallowed.
"12 minutes to play. Wetton driving on again. That's McDowell and Shelford. Shelford in the van. 15 metres out. The big rumble is on. Fitzpatrick. Bash him away to Fox. Schuster to Gallagher. Terry Wright. Terry Wright scores. This has been a remarkable game of rugby. One that we'll remember for the marvellous try scored by John Gallagher, but also one we'll remember for the tremendous commitment of both teams, including the team that's behind on points at the moment, the Irish. That's Brewer, and that's Shelford, and that's a try for the All Black captain, and how appropriate. Fox converts. It's 23 points to 6. The game is over. Right in the last minute of the last test match of the decade. One of the most powerful figures of the decade, Wayne Shelford, scores a try to end a remarkable game. The sequence of victories is out to a record number 19. And the 80s finish with the All Blacks tested to their limit, but as they've done since 1986, coming through triumphant.
Of course, crossing the border to Northern Ireland is no place to fool around. Joe Stanley's been away from home too long. He simply had to satisfy his urge to drive, leaving the rest of us walking and hopping in his wake. By the way, that's Huey, the bus driver in the suit. It's pretty obvious that things in Northern Ireland were a little different to what we're used to. In New Zealand, we've got meter maids. Over here, they've got bomb maids. Even outside training, security presence is fairly obvious. But to be honest, I don't find Belfast all that bad. For me, Belfast was time to say goodbye to one of the longest serving members of my Tiki tours. AJ Wetton ready to go back into action for the match against Ulster after keeping the physio busy for most of the tour.
I made it through training. I'll be there. Hemi's good.
Here we are in Belfast. Just talking to Alan Wetton.
What are you reading, AJ? What are you
reading? Really interesting book, guys. God, I'm right into a really juicy bit, eh?
How come it's upside down?
Yeah, good one, guys.
Looking at you today, Alan, you seemed very happy to get through training. 18 minutes of training without a twinge or anything, and obviously looking very happy to tomorrow's game. Is that the way you see it, or?
Happy you kissed me after training.
I kissed Johnny, and I kissed
Bullet,
because you're both in the changing shed, having a rest. But no, Shawnee, the answer to your question, old Ping Alan Wetton was very, very happy indeed. I guess it's like, I don't know, maybe playing the first game on tour all over again. It's pretty good to put the jersey back on.
It's good to have you back there, and
yeah, looking forward to it.
Hopefully
you can get your bloody throws right for a change.
Well, you know, that's always a problem, but tomorrow should be right, and I'm sure John will enjoy watching you from the stand watching the game.
Johnny, Tiki tours. Johnny, it was really sad because I had to say goodbye to Johnny. Didn't I?
Yeah, that's why we're rooming together. It's sentimental.
I had to say goodbye to him. So, but you understood. He understood. He was.
pleased to
There's
see
no one
you
more
go.
happier. It was hard for myself than Johnny to say goodbye to me from Tiki Tours.
What about the actual match fitness? Do you think you'll obviously blow for a while? And
I'm going to. I was blowing a bit today, I must admit. But I guess I get a bit of adrenaline pumping and so forth. I'm running out with the boys. That I won't really be worrying about that. Just getting on with the game.
With Steve Gordon having a great game against the Irish champions Ulster, things are looking good for a top match. But it's not until the second half that the points really start to come.
He's had a slow start, which one might expect him to. He's obviously pacing himself a wee bit, having been out for so long.
Little. Timu has left it behind. Carried on by Shula. Big burst by Shula. That's the goal line. That was wet. And this is Zinzan Brook, and that's a fine try for Zinzan Brook, and that's kept the most aggressive game for Zinzan Brook tonight. That's Irwin again. Little has broken out for Cahill. Tuingabala. This will really test the man. He's clear. Tuingabala gets his try. So here they go for a tap. Desperately like to score a try. The first team to score a try since Leinster. The ball's been left behind. Here's Blair. Here's Irwin. And Irwin threw the ball away. And it's on here. Timu and Irwin. And I think the referee stopped one in here. Oh, dear me. And Matthew Ridge came in and sorted it out, and that was a bit unnecessary. But I think the referee might have stopped one in there. Well, I'd like to say this. Dave Irwin has shown an unfortunate attitude for the two games he's played against the All Blacks. He was stopped there, and in his disappointment when he passed the ball to the touchline, I think he let fly, and he started, and he's the Ulster captain.
We beat Ulster 21-3. Of course, one little fight couldn't spoil our time on Ireland. The people in particular were great. Once a match is over, a few quiet beers and there's no worries. It's always a pleasure to tour Ireland, but it's time to move on to London.
Get off here, boys. Follow me.
This is the London Underground, a great way to travel if you know where you're going. This lot seldom do.
Guys, you don't know anything. Yeah, we were. You were the one that stuffed it up when we didn't get off at St James. That was you. This one just goes here.
London, of course, is full of interesting sights and many miracles of modern engineering.
London! Here we are!
It's been a long tour, but the team is determined to end it in style. No good coming this far without winning the last game.
One thing about this team here, it's a big family. And you know, like you're all like brothers, and that's what it's all about. And it makes you stronger, and it makes you want to perform because we're all here. We've all got the same disadvantages. You know, we're away from our families, our girlfriends, our fiancés, our children, and we all want to go back home being successful. And I think as a captain, I think the team has been absolutely fantastic. And again, I think there's a number of guys in the side that could captain the side quite easily. And as a captain, I find this team is very, very easy to captain. And you know, I'd go anywhere with this team. They're a great team, and some good young guys in the team. And I think this tour brought out a lot of them. And it's going to be a blessing in disguise for the future for New Zealand rugby.
It's Pearce's last match for the All Blacks, and he's getting a royal send-off, the sort you could never forget. Phil Matthews, playing his third match in a row against the All Blacks, gives the Barbars the perfect start. Though our guys always respond to a challenge pretty well.
Basham on the blind side looking for Innes. Innes straight through. So simple, yet so effective.
Buck's been in awesome form on this tour, always leading from the front. But he went into this match with his neck not quite right. And it doesn't help when people keep jumping on it.
Neck again. Just look. Just look. Where is it? Just central?
Same place.
Nothing down your arms?
No.
No numbness and tingling up the side of your face?
Just get off it. Get off it.
A little bit of ice and water on it?
No. No.
Right. All right, Buck.
You right, mate?
Hey, Buck.
Hey.
Good job. Fuck you, Frida. You all right, mate?
5 and 4 against 4 and 6. Pearce and Ackford at the front. Dooley is coming. They're getting line-out ball from the Twin Towers. As they call the England locks. Here's Davies. That's the goal line in the background. Penalty for the Barbarians. That's against Richard Lowe. And this is definitely kickable.
Again.
And I think Shelford is in bad shape. And they may call in Zinzanbrook.
Do you know, there was a good run when Davies went off the back. He ran straight at Shelford. I don't know whether he'd been told to because of the shoulder. But Buck, you just have a look here. He wouldn't actually take him. He sort of let him go or tried to just scrag him. Look at this here now. Look, he just sort of, you never see Shelford go like that. And then he realised he'd missed him and knew what. He suddenly realised Vella was a better part of Jude. Look, and he thrashes him then to the ground and down he goes on that same side.
What's happening, Buck? Buck, come here. What's happening now?
Keep landing on it all the time.
What, are you getting jarred up the side?
Yeah, right up the neck.
This is it.
No, he's had a problem with his supraspinatus and side of his neck.
Right, give me 5.
Just come back, stay still.
Over it goes, and the Barbarians are back in the lead, and they lead by 1 point with 5 minutes to go till half-time. Shepherd is off the scrum. He's still looking a bit stiff around the neck. I wonder if he's hanging in till half-time to have 5 minutes of Abercrombie's work. This is Underwood. Oh, lovely run by Underwood. He's short by 5 metres. Far Jones speeding. Referee Norling's been knocked over. He can't possibly see that. And then look at that. The man is brilliant.
He didn't want to go, but Buck knew for his sake as well as the team, he had to come off. And it certainly helps having someone like Zinni on the reserve bench.
Away goes Bishop. Little up to Zinzanbrook, and yes, Zinzanbrook.
Oh, great try.
What a wonderful try.
Great stuff.
Let's have another look at it. Bishop goes for a little run. Now look at the sleight of hand here as he flips it up to Little and immediately transfers it to Brook. He has to stagger through the first one and almost gets grounded short of the line, bangs it over the line. What a great try. So the All Blacks now lead by 12 points to 10.
This was one Barbarians match that certainly lived up to all tradition in pre-match billing.
Puts the kick in, it's a good one too. Gavin Hastings in after it. Innes is in there with him. Bishop got it back. Gave it away to Walter. Little down the sideline. No support in field. And here's Gavin Hastings across to Tony Underwood. Chased by and tackled by Schuster. 5 metre scrum. Way back across on the other side of the field where it crossed the line. So the All Blacks with a 5 metre scrum. Fox is coming to the blind. Innes coming the other way. Couldn't get it away to Zinzanbrook, but Earl has it. All Blacks putting the weight behind Andy Earl. Very close to the line, and over they go, do they? Can they get it down? Yes, they can. Would have been Richard Lowe. It is Richard Lowe. The smile tells it all. Okay. So the All Black backs running in the last stages. Here's a kick and chase. Terry Wright's got all the pace in the world. And what a great finish. Has he got it down? No, Clive Norling says no, he didn't. They spun him over on his back. Well, that's it. It's all over. The All Blacks are unbeaten on their tour of Canada, Wales Island, and here at Twickenham today. 14 matches unbeaten. And they've beaten the Barbarians 3 tries to 1. By 21 points to 10 and a marvellous game of rugby.
But it's been successful and enjoyable, and because it's always good winning.
It must be always very frustrating being a coach, you know, and obviously knowing the way your team should play, and just worrying in the seat in the stand the whole time, and there's nothing you can do yourself. It must be very frustrating.
Well, there's not much you can do, and especially as you say, you know, when you want your team to do one thing and you get jokers like yourselves to go out there and do something different, well, yeah, it can do. But
well, we've been away 7.5 weeks. One of the young guys have come on the tour. Have you had a good time, enjoyed it?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed this tour. Great experience, especially playing with the older guys like yourself and Shelford and Witten. Yeah, tour's been really good.
What about out there today? It looked like a really good, looked fast in the first half. I was tight in the stand, but must have been enjoyable to play in, Twickenham. And
it's a great game, great atmosphere. Well, I really enjoyed it because running game, and I really like the running game.
And on to Mr. Schuster.
I've only really got one question for you, Mr. Wiley, and it's whatever made you think that I was a potential centre towards the end of this tour?
Well, I thought we'd have to give it a go sometime because I'd heard, John's been saying how you'd like to play at centre because you want to show your pace, but it looks as though that could have been a bit of a failure.
Thank you.
I'm still a bit, still a wee bit, tingly around the eyeballs. Right. But that's just part of it, I think, and I think that's happens because we're such a close team. I think that's the reason for that. Emotions really get at me on a day such as this, and especially at the end of the day when you haven't got time to worry about the emotions and emotional side of life, and then all of a sudden it all finishes with you look at the scoreboard and you've got the points on and another victory to the All Blacks, and that's just where you can just think, whew, thank goodness for that.
See you later, brother. Yeah. Have a look under your door. All right, Ronnie. See you, mate. See you, pal. Yeah. Have a good season.
Okay. Hey, Stoogie.
What do you say at the end of a tour when the team splits after 8 weeks? I guess we experienced the good, the bad, and the rugby.
Too much.
I am in charge of security here, and you do not get that.
Yes, I'm unreliable. Rainbows I'm inclined to pursue. Call me irresponsible. Hold on, mate. Hold on.